Hello, I'm Jam, and this is Dinoberry Studio. In this video, we're going to be working on a system-agnostic dungeon and some stickers for my TTRPG Dungeon Club over at Patreon. So thank y'all so much, this wouldn't be possible without you. This time, we're exploring the battle for Meadowcrest. Let's start with the map art first. I began with a very silly sketch and loose idea of a tree. I've been practicing more painterly styles recently, so I thought it would be fun to try it out for this dungeon. I carved out a twisty tree trunk and a bunch of branches. Then I made this big bushy base shape for the leaves. Next, I made a layer underneath to add a darker brown for the shadows of the trunk and all the little branches. I wanted to have the tips of the branches naturally curling over, so I could put them around all the little homes I plan to add in. To start on Meadowcrest buildings, I worked on the town hall first. I made 3 exterior faces with curvy points and a sloped roof, but then I decided it should have like a dome on top to give it more of a essence of acorn shape. With just some little tick marks of highlights and shadows, I gave the roof a tiled texture. The windows came next. I practiced a couple of designs and thought a little acorn and some stained glass trees would be real cute. I wanted the town hall to almost feel like a chapel or like this very important symbol of the Meadowcrest community. After all that, I drew a little house to match and copy-pasted them around, added a few more branches on top. Along with the residential area, I wanted to have something on the tree that represented the tunnels or some spaces within the tree trunk. I decided to go with more stained glass windows. And if you look closely, later on I'll give each leaf a different color because I wanted these to represent each of the 4 seasons. You know, like all the leaf colors the Meadowcrest probably creates herself throughout the year. Here I'm also working on the lighter highlights for the trunk and branches. I really liked how the texture of this tree came together in the end. I definitely want to practice this style some more. Next, I got started on the leaves. I did a couple layers of color shifting brush strokes. Basically, I took a rough looking brush and made lots of little messy marks. After I filled in the base shape of the leaves with the texture, I overlaid some more leaves in front of all the little buildings. Next, I scribbled in the grass, and I used a blur filter to make the distant hills and mountain layers in the background feel more distant. To finish, I added an overcast sky with pinks and yellows. I thought a hint of a sunset or a sunrise would be very in theme for this impending battle zone. With the Meadowcrest map done, it's time to work on the critters that represent our 2 warring factions, the squirrels and the woodpeckers. Yeah, did I forget to mention that there's a battle brewing at this cute little treehouse? I don't remember if I mentioned that. Well, it's a bit complicated, but it's a problem that your adventurers might be able to weigh in on. Maybe they pick a side, or maybe they can find a solution for mutual peace. One of my favorite things about this dungeon is how the politics can unfold. Uh-oh, they're putting politics in my video games? Well, hold up, let me explain. But, look, for anyone who doesn't know, every single game that includes combat or conflict between groups is political. Yeah, every single one. There's a fact. There's a daily fact if you needed it. Consume it, sit on it. That's reality. But anyway, in Meadowcrest, every area needs to have a coin flipped to determine which faction is in control of it. So even if you're in this dungeon with the same players, the coin results can actually totally change the power dynamics of each faction in a session. So depending on the roles, and maybe depending on which faction happens to influence the players first, things can change. The players might pick a faction to support, and maybe they'll think it's the right side at first, either as the underdogs or as the perceived rightful owners, quote unquote, of the tree, right? But then as more rooms are explored, maybe the perception of the war turns out to not be quite what they're assuming. If the tree is 90% controlled by one faction or the other, would the majority even consider a peace treaty as an option? Or does it make more sense for them to just finish off the scraps to take final control? Can the players gain enough trust to even sway the war one way or another? Who knows? Can they return the Meadowcrest Tree into the important artisan trading hub that it was before the conflict? Who's to say? You just have to play and find out. I wanted to make sure neither faction was written as villainous, but they are clearly steadfast and stubborn, both sides. They're both here for survival, and they've both put in investment into this space, but resources are light. Both factions can't live here at the same time, so the solutions are clashing, and that's why a war has bubbled. But it'll be up to the players to learn and find out what happens. In case you didn't know, I do some live streaming over at Twitch, and we had a fun time working on all the art for this dungeon together and talking a little bit about the political turmoil. Let me show y'all what I worked on last art stream. Look, I made this squirrel with the sword, ready to do battle. I'm glad y'all like him. I really tried to go like painterly with it. But then the squirrels are at war. They're at war with the woodpeckers. But you know what? It's up to you and your adventurers. Maybe you can maybe everyone can be friends. Maybe. I don't know. Some of y'all are like all about diplomacy. So both these critters, they're at war. They both want to live in this gorgeous house. Vince, you're so right. Everyone should just kiss about it. See, if we have more kisses in the world, this won't be such an issue. And it's up to y'all to come in and just like figure it out. They're like, all right, we need a third party to turn the tide of this war. Brute says, looks like the squirrels have the rights. The windows have nuts in them. Yes, good observation. But in the past, so, you know, there are many tunnels and burrows within this tree. Who made them? It wasn't the squirrels. It wasn't the squirrels. It was the woodpeckers. The woodpeckers were the first settlers of this tree. So yeah, it's a whole political turmoil in this dungeon. That's something your squad's gonna have to figure out. I think all the guys are cute, but they got some beef. Yeah, they got some political termites. Both of them got ants in their pants. With the sticker art done, it's time to print and cut them out. Alright, it's time for layout. And if I didn't say already, we're recording it live. Okay, so first things we gotta do, we have our beautiful map here. So we have to make sure we get it fitting on our postcard. And this time, we are going with a vertical postcard. But we'll work on it sideways. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, first we need to get some labels for our map so we know what's going on. I think I'm gonna do, originally I made all of these letters, but I think I want to do some numbers, some letters. And I think I'll also want to do an outline. Something like that. Not this font though, and probably not italicized. Let's see what fonts we got. We're gonna rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's work on a beautiful title. So we've been calling this the Meadowcrest Tree, but I think, and y'all will know by the title already, I think I'm gonna call this The Battle. Don't mind the font. Don't mind the font right now. The Battle for Meadowcrest. I want it to fit in like this armpit of the tree. See what we come up with. You know what? It might be easier to see. Let's just drag it all the way down. We bring it down here. Okay, the battle for Meadowcrest. It's pretty good. This is not the vibes up here, though. Maybe? 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 This is like really beat up, though. This is pretty beat up comparatively. I mean, I think Black Ship is just the one. It's just a very pretty. Let's scoot this over. I can see exactly where, I see exactly where this is gonna go. We'll beef this up a little bit, okay? And we're gonna make this dirty. We're gonna make this dirty. Let's see, let's just grab this, and then what we're gonna do. There's an easier way to do this. There's a better way to do this, but we're not doing that. We're gonna hit the baseline here, and we're gonna bring this down. I do like it right there. We're just gonna make this M. We want the top of this M to kind of align with this T, right? So what we're gonna do is I think we're just gonna make it taller. We're gonna stretch it like right there. That's fun. I almost want this font smaller though. That? Or like this. Or like that. Or like this. That? Or like this. Or like that. I think that's fine. But now this is too tall, so we'll just bring them back down. 1, 2, 3. That's good. I think that's good. And if you ever need like a quick ruler, you see how that is a little bit taller, but it's like pretty close. And there's actually this crazy thing in design where you have, I gotta tell you, I don't remember these terms, but there is a difference of like to the pixel straight lines and in like what looks straight. And that is different from what the eye sees and conceives as like aligned. So there is such a thing as like pixel alignment, aligning things by the pixel precisely. And then there is what a person's eyeballs perceives. And I was taught that you should go for what the eyeball perceives and not what is actually to the pixel. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, I really like this. Let's see if we can make this fit up here. We're gonna copy and paste. Because if I don't put the title here, I think it'll fit very lovely. Ooh, okay, I'm seeing something. Let's rotate so we can get a closer look here. If I could, I would put this at the bottom, but I don't know if it'll fit. I kind of like the idea of it going across this right here. Oh, ooh. Ooey wooey, ooey woo woo woo. Woo 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 woo. Yes? Is this something? I can't just leave it like that. We have to put a little border around it. Gotta put a little outline. I think I want it to be like a gold. Do we have a deep gold? I don't know if we do. We need like a darker, but we're gonna group this. Okay, watch real carefully. We're gonna group this. We're gonna copy, and then we're going to select our group, edit paste effect, and then here, we're gonna change that first outline, not to that, to our brown. Is that something? Is that something? Is this something? Am I on to something? Let's go ahead and get started on the text boxes down here. See, we're gonna definitely want like an introductory, and then we are also going to want something like this. Don't judge the placement of my boxes. They're just a little different right now. Okay, now we're gonna copy and paste text, all our rough text. Don't look at what's happening with the font right now. We're just gonna get this stuff in the boxes, and we will fix this shortly. We will fix this shortly, I swear to you. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I think we'll put all of the map key on one side, and then on this other side we'll have the Meadowcrest lore. I think we will absolutely have space to put our title here too. Okay, we definitely have room to like make things kind of pretty over here. Couldn't have written like a more perfect amount for this. Heads and tails, squirrels and woodpeckers. You know I had to give tails to the squirrels. You know I did. I think we'll have a picture of a dude here, and then maybe another art like up here would be great. Beep boop, beep boop. Could even put this into like a little tiny table. Its own smaller thing. Let's see, let's do a text tool. Cut. Paste. This will have a little box, and then maybe someone will fit right here. Maybe the burb. Maybe we'll have our woodpecker here, and then maybe our squirrel up here. And it's gonna push some of this over, but okay, let's get these squirrels and burbs in here. We'll go ahead and see how they fit. Oop. Big bird. Hello. And squirrel. Hello. I don't like you. You're trying to take my house. I was here first. Go away. No, you weren't. It was empty. I built a house on it. Well, you built that house at the end of the tunnel I built, so it's my tree. No, it's my tree. No, it's my tree. Well, we both can't fit in the tree, so I guess we're gonna settle this the hard way. Pya, pa, 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 pa. Cha, 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 cha. Ka-ka, la, 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 la. And then the players come in and save the day, and they're like, yo, chill. Y'all too cute to be fighting like this. And that's how the session's gonna go. If you take this to your table. And then someone wins, and then someone goes off to live in a different tree. Or maybe they all end up all happy together. Who knows? That's the hard stuff. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna grab both of these images, and we're gonna do some text wrap. Okay, these can definitely be smaller. But like that. Okay, don't think about the squirrel right now. Let's focus on this bird. I think the bird is gonna fit very lovely into this, especially because this little box has like this little swoopity doop. There's clearly like a triangle happening here, and I think that's just gonna be a lovely place for the tail to go. For the tail to aim towards. Perfect fit. Okay, now this fucking squirrel. We had this fucking squirrel in here. Let's see. I don't know if I want him, which way I want him facing. It looks pretty good both ways. I'm gonna say I really loved drawing these dudes. Okay, there's actually something about the image that I know I need to fix. So let's actually work on this wrap outline. Yeah. You can't see it, but there are like invisible brush strokes here on the tail because I was trying something new. And yeah, here you can see it. there's all kinds of crazy stuff, but we can fix that. We can just grab. We have our little node tool over here. The little white arrow is your node tool, and we're just gonna delete all this. We can click on the line and create new nodes. Is all I'm gonna do. And this, because sometimes letters will try to appear between things like that. So it's good to just trim it out. You don't gotta be there. Okay, so that will be a lot easier to fit over here. Let's see, I feel like I should spin the squirrel around though. Then they're both looking in different directions. Maybe this is where they go. Kinda like that. I kinda like it. Okay, I'm gonna try flipping the Grand Crest, the residential, with the gates. The gates and the halls, which players will encounter first, unless they are flown to the top of the tree. Oh, it feels so close. Oh, I don't want to make the squirrel any smaller. I want the art big. I want the art so big. It's so unnecessary. Y'all gotta tell me it's unnecessary for this art to be so big. People want the words. People want the words because that's how you play your game with the words. You know, I don't need a big squirrel. I don't need a big squirrel on my postcard. But maybe I want the big squirrel on the postcard. Maybe I want just the biggest squirrel on the postcard. The biggest squirrel it could be. We're pushing into this a little bit, but that's okay. We're coming back. We just need to recover a line. One line. Let's get morale up there. Come on now. Okay, what if we remove tree? The Crestwood Gate. Okay. The Crestwood Gate. Main entrance to the Meadowcrest. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, I think we did it. I think we've done it. There we go. There we go. Usually when you're doing layout, you would want to make a nice, pretty little baseline grid, right? You'd want a pretty little baseline grid so that all of your blocks of text sat on the same line, and that looks really pretty. You know, it's very pleasing for the eye. But with these postcards, there's a lot of rules you just gotta throw out the window, or shit will not fit. Things will not fit. Things will not fit on the postcard. So we have to go a little feral. We gotta go a little feral with our rules. This tiny bit of sword is too close to this word. So let's see if I can push it out just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Yep. That's all I want. That's all I want. You can come back. You can come back a little bit. There you go. That's it. That's it. That's it. We got 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 it. Okay. I'm going to come through and make these pretty. We have to prettify all our headers. Put a little box over this. We're going to do a little this, little that, a little cleanup. And that's the Meadowcrest. The battle for Meadowcrest. Oh, and my credits. We'll absolutely add the credits. Okay, montage time. System Agnostic Dungeon by Julian Munoz and Nevyn Holmes of Dinoberry Press. Now we just gotta print. Okie dokie, it's time for the final reveal. Thanks for hanging out, doing the subscribing and YouTube stuff. Thank you to patrons again for making this possible. I appreciate y'all every single day. Let me know which faction you'd choose in the comments. Like, cheer for your favorite little dudes. And maybe we can start like a friendly competition down there and see which side wins. And hold on, are they actually fighting again? Hey, yeah, y'all cut that out. Y'all better stop it. Tired of all this pecking and nutting. Y'all keep your tails and your feathers to yourselves. Don't make me turn this postcard dungeon around. Because I'm going to read it. I'm going to flip some coins and roll some dice, and then no one's going to be happy.